Hello everybody, welcome back to NIOS Made Easy. This is chapter 5 from painting. This is for the secondary board. The chapter is Renaissance. Just like in our last chapters, in this chapter 2, we'll be studying about the paintings or the sculptures, and we'll also be studying about the painters themselves. Before we get to that, let us understand what is Renaissance. Renaissance means rebirth. It is the revival of art, architecture, and literature. So, when did this happen? It happened during the 14th century and the 17th century ADs. This started with the revival of the ancient Greek and the Roman cultures. This period of Renaissance is also called as the Age of Enlightenment because it was during this time that new experiments were created, new laws were framed, new discoveries were made, and the power of reasoning also changed. That is the reason it is called as the Age of Enlightenment. Renaissance stressed enough to balance the art and harmony in the paintings, and we can see that in couple of paintings we have nature in it. Importance was given to the human body anatomy. Moving on, let us understand the paintings and the sculpture in this chapter. The first is Birth of Venus, done by Sandro Botticelli. Then we have Mona Lisa, done by Leonardo da Vinci. Then we have Pieta. It's a sculpture done by Michelangelo. Let's start with Birth of Venus. It was done between 1485 and 1486. It belongs to the Renaissance style. It was done on canvas using tempera. This painting depicts the classical goddess Venus. She is coming out of water and she is standing on a shell. She is nude. She isn't wearing clothes. She doesn't represent earthly love. Rather, she represents spiritual love. She has arrived from the water as a full-grown woman and she symbolizes beauty and truth. There's another goddess, that is goddess of seasons, and she is offering embroidered cloth which has flowers on it to Venus to cover her body. In this painting, Venus stands in the center. She is standing with a modest pose. Coming to the body anatomy, she is shown with an elongated neck. Her left shoulder is sloping at an unusual angle, which makes her neck look long. She is slim and she has long limbs. This painting has cool artificial light, which is adding to the beauty of this painting, and it is looking harmonious. The next is Mona Lisa. This is done by the famous Leonardo da Vinci. It's done on poplar wood using oil colors. Again, this is a Renaissance style of painting. It was done during the 16th century. In this painting, there is a woman who is sitting and she is having a mysterious smile. There is a dramatic contrast of light and dark in this painting. One aspect of this portrait of Mona Lisa is that there is no visible facial hair. There are no eyebrows, there are no eyelashes. There is no facial hair on this portrait. Behind Mona Lisa is a vast landscape, and this landscape consists of icy mountains, valley, rivers, etc. The last is this sculpture, Pieta, which is done by Michelangelo. This is a marble sculpture, again belonging to the Renaissance style. It was done between 1498 and 1499. In this sculpture, Virgin Mary is holding the dead body of Jesus Christ on her lap. She's sitting and holding the dead body of Jesus Christ. This is one sculpture which expresses the artist's creative expression. The whole sculpture is pyramidal in shape. It has unique drapery movements, and this sculpture represents strong anatomy details. The last one in this chapter is Night Watch. The artist is Rembrandt, and Rembrandt is a Dutch painter. This painting was created between 1640 and 1642. In this painting, there is a young captain and he is giving orders to his lieutenant to march his company civilians. This is a painting where effective use of light and shadow can be seen. There is also a small girl in this painting and she is wearing a yellow dress, and this symbolizes the color of victory. It looks like the army has won against the enemies and it looks like they are celebrating. There is also a white dead chicken that is hanging from her belt, and this represents the defeated enemy. So this army has defeated the enemy and they are in a celebratory mood. To add to that, in the background, you can see a drummer and he's trying to beat the drums and energize this march. This is one portrait which shows the mastery and it depicts the traditional military portraits with expression. These are the three paintings and one sculpture discussed in this chapter. But the questions that appear in the exam go a little beyond this. There are questions on Renaissance and many other topics. Let us discuss them one after the other. This is the first question, that is to assess the role of Renaissance in the formulation of new forms of painting styles and how did it affect painters like Botticelli and Leonardo da Vinci. So Botticelli has done The Birth of Venus, Leonardo da Vinci has done the Mona Lisa. Please recall both these paintings and let's get to the answer. Renaissance means rebirth. So it is the revival of art, architecture and literature, and this happened between the 14th and the 17th century ADs. The revival started with the revival of the Greek and the Roman cultures. This is also called as a period of enlightenment because a lot of new experiments were done and new discoveries were made. The two popular painters belonging to the Renaissance period are, one is Leonardo da Vinci and Botticelli. Botticelli's Birth of Venus is one of the best examples of the rebirth of classical motifs, and this is considered as a Greek masterpiece. Renaissance has also laid enough stress to balance and harmony, to bring in the harmony in art and nature, which can be seen in these paintings. In Mona Lisa also we can see that behind the portrait we have valleys, rivers, etc. Importance has also been given to the human body anatomy, which can be seen in sculptures and paintings. The next question. Michelangelo is considered as the greatest sculptor of Renaissance. So we need to justify this answer. Yes, Michelangelo is one of the greatest sculptures of this Renaissance period. Pieta was created by him during 1498-1499. This sculpture is created from a single slab of marble. In this sculpture, the classical beauty of the Renaissance ideals and his own artistic creativity has been balanced well. Pieta shows unique drapery movements and the anatomy details are done to perfection. The whole sculpture is pyramidal in shape. This is one of the features of the Renaissance period sculptures. His other famous works include David, Moses, etc. So this makes him one of the greatest sculptors of the Renaissance period. This is the next question, and this is about Night Watch. So what does the painting Night Watch illustrate? Mention the important features of this work. There is another similar question which has appeared in another question paper. So both these questions are similar, as in the answers are similar. Mention the characteristic features of Rembrandt's paintings. So this is a painting in which we have a young captain who is giving orders to his lieutenant to march the civilians. The captain is dressed in black and he is wearing a yellow sash. The lieutenant and a small girl. The small girl is wearing a yellow dress which symbolizes victory. A white chicken is hanging from her belt, which shows or which represents the defeat of the enemy. There is a drummer in this background and he is energizing the march. This painting shows the effective use of light and shadow. The next two questions are similarly worded questions on Mona Lisa. One is describe the painting Mona Lisa. The other is what is the medium of painting Mona Lisa? Who is the painter and why is it so famous? Mona Lisa is done by this famous artist Leonardo da Vinci. It is done on poplar wood using oil colors. In this painting, a woman is sitting. She is bearing a mysterious smile. There is a dramatic contrast between light and dark. In this portrait of Mona Lisa, you can see no visible hair. Even the eyelashes and the eyebrows are missing. There is a vast landscape behind her on this portrait. It depicts icy mountain, valley and a curved river. The next question is about the birth of Venus. Again, there are two questions and they are worded in a similar way. Describe the famous painting that is the birth of Venus and what is Venus symbolizing in this painting. The next question is how is Venus represented in the birth of in the painting the birth of Venus. Birth of Venus is done by this artist Sandro Botticelli. This painting is done on canvas using tempera colors. The painting depicts the classical goddess Venus. She is emerging out of the water and she is standing on a shell. She is nude, she isn't wearing clothes. Venus is representing spiritual love. She doesn't represent an earthly love. She has arrived as a full-grown woman. She symbolizes beauty and truth. The goddess of the seasons is offering her embroidered cloth to cover her body. Venus is in the center of this painting. She is standing with a modest pose. She has an elongated neck. She is shown with an elongated leg because she seems to be standing with her left shoulder sloping at an angle. She is slim. She seems to have long limbs. And the whole painting has cool artificial light, and this is adding to the harmony and the beauty of this painting.
The next three questions are again about Renaissance. They are just worded differently. That is, describe Renaissance, explain the main features of this period, describe the historical background of the Renaissance paintings. What do you mean by Renaissance and explain the main features of this period? The answer is the same as what we have discussed earlier, so I'll go ahead. This is a slightly different question. Apart from asking about Renaissance, they have also asked us to explain the difference between Mannerism and Renaissance. Just like how Renaissance was a phase, Mannerism also is another phase in our history. Renaissance is rebirth. It depicts the art, architecture and the revival of literature between the 14th and the 17th century ADs. Renaissance had spread from early Renaissance to high Renaissance. First we had early Renaissance, later we went on to high Renaissance, and then we moved on to Mannerism and Baroque. Renaissance gave more stress to the human body anatomy along with perspective. They were pyramidal. The play of dramatic light became a very common feature of this period. Mannerism extended the principles of high Renaissance and it inclined towards representing elongated figures in illogical spaces. In Mannerism, the emphasis was given more to show the human souls with anatomically corrected human body. That's the difference between Renaissance and Mannerism. The next question is about Rembrandt's Night Watch. The question here is asking us on how did Rembrandt apply Baroque style of realism in his painting, that is the Night Watch. Baroque painting is characterized by richness, drama, dynamism, movement, etc. Please recall the painting Night Watch. In this painting, there is a young captain giving order to his lieutenant to march his civilians. The captain is dressed in black and red. There is a small girl in this painting who is wearing a yellow dress and she is symbolizing victory. Then there is a chicken hanging from the girl's bed and it represents the defeat of the enemy. A drummer is seen in the background and he seems to be energizing this march. And there is light and shadow which is effectively used in this painting. In short, this painting shows movement. That is, the young captain is giving instructions to his lieutenant. Similarly, we can see a lot of dynamism happening here. That is, the drummer is energizing the march. And there is a lot of richness in this painting in terms of the colors used. So, with these points, we can say that Rembrandt has applied the Baroque style of realism to his painting. Moving on. This is about Michelangelo's Pieta. How did Michelangelo be able to maintain a balance between the classical beauty and his own creative expressions in his sculpture, Pieta? Michelangelo has tried to balance beauty along with his own creative expressions. In this sculpture, he depicts Mother Mary holding the body of Jesus on her lap. This is his creative expression because at that time, multi-figured sculptures were rare. It was not so common. And the sculpture is pyramidal in shape, which is typical to a Renaissance sculpture. With this, we come to the end of this chapter. We have discussed the important points as bullet points, which will make it easier for you to recall, recollect and revise. We have also discussed the questions that have come in the previous year board papers as well as the terminal exercise questions. Hope this video was useful to you. Request you to please share this video amongst your friends who might also find this useful. Thank you for watching.